It's currently 7:41 in the morning. I woke up about 2 hours ago. We crushed our 5:30 a.m. wake up. I'm not gonna lie, ever since I started waking up at 5:30 every day, today was probably the hardest, just because I got to get like 6 hours of sleep in last night. So that's the most sleep I've gotten in since I started doing that. And I guess my body was just like in that deep sleep, you know what I mean? And wasn't able to really overcome that objection in my mind like I usually do every morning. But, you know, even though I have that thought in my head, there's no excuses. There's no, like, I don't even give myself the ability to make it an option to not do it, because I have responsibilities, you know what I mean? Like, I have requirements and I have things to do. So like, immediately when I get up, like, my biggest problem I'm having right now when I wake up is I just kind of get in this, like, I'm so dead and out of it, I just don't even know what to do. And I just kind of like, I make sure I never put my ass back down in that bed, you know what I mean, ever. And I used to do that. I really did. I used to get up and would my alarm would go off every morning, and I would just turn my alarm off and go right back to bed. And boy, is that the truest definition of laziness. And I hated making myself do that. So you want a consistency hack? Take your phone, put it across the room and charge it, and then have what you shouldn't be in bed with your phone anyways, bro. Like, I spent way too long with my phone being in my bed. Like, you shouldn't be doing that, bro. But I put it across the room so that when that alarm goes off, and most of you probably watching this video probably already have heard this before, but just do it, bro. Just start doing it, because it's actually so good for you in more ways than one. But anyways, I'll just get up and I'll just kind of be standing there, like, just not knowing. Like, I'm just like, dude, like, I'm just out of it, you know what I mean? So like, a lot of people that, you know, kind of wake up early and you know, have kind of a routine that they do. For some reason, I see a lot of people doing their cold showers like after everything's done. Not me, bro. Not me. I gotta get my ass right in that shower, bro, because I'm telling you right now, I can't do anything until I get that dopamine hit of that freezing cold shower. And, you know, I actually, cold showers have been the thing that I've been consistent with the longest time. And I still, like, I actually have to go through a mental struggle every single day when I do it. Like, when I get in that shower, I have a shower head that, like, you can change it to, like, where it rains on you, and you can change it to, like, almost like a waterfall. And that's what I do the cold showers in. So I can just kind of stand under it, and it's just like, just kind of pouring on top of my head. And then, like, once I step into it for about like 10 seconds, like, your brain starts freezing. So that's when I, like, let back and let it just flow over my body. And then it just, I mean, dude, it wakes you up like crazy. But you know what I mean? It's one of those things that it's like, as soon as I'm, you know, I turn it all the way to cold, I step back from the water and I let it sit there for a couple seconds so it can get as cold as possible. Those thoughts in my head, you have to immediately, you got to capture that thought and you got to throw it away. You got to immediately throw it away. And as corny as you might think it is, I'll immediately start telling myself, like, I love the pain. I love the pain. Like, I'll tell myself, comfort is my enemy, pain is my joy. Comfort is my enemy, pain is my joy. Comfort is my enemy, pain is my joy. And I will just continue to say that in my head or out loud over. Comfort is my enemy, pain is my joy. And you just convince yourself to believe that, you know what I mean? But regardless, you know, we really did, dude. Like, all glory to God, I was able to crush my lift this morning. I got up, took my cold shower, made my bed, went outside, you know, posted my 50 push-ups for everybody on Instagram, and then drank my cup of coffee. I've been drinking black coffee, but what I did this morning is I put butter, you know, and I eat like natural, like grass-fed butter, but took like a good chunk of butter and put it in there, and honestly, that was gas, bro. I'm gonna start doing that. And then my 32 ounces of water with lemon and pink Himalayan salt. That really helps with your digestion in the morning. And then read a chapter called, it's a book called Rhinoceros Success. And it's like a book written back in like the 70s. And I would recommend every single one of you to watch that. I mean, to read it. It's a kid could read it and understand it. Like it's basically, long story short, it's about a businessman that, he's a businessman, but he explains it in terms of being a rhino. And he almost makes it, like he literally makes it to the point where a kid can read it, but it's almost like, as you get older, you go back and watch like Disney movies and you kind of like, you see it from a different point of view now. And like, you kind of like, you see like what they were trying to do and like the moral of the story and stuff like that. It's the same thing with the book. It's very relatable as far as being in business, being persistent, become the highest version of yourself, But anyways, I've been struggling a lot. And I've been posting it like a lot because it's what I resonate the most with. Like the hardest thing to do is talk to this camera and have that mentality that you're talking to a camera, right? And so now the reason why I'm able to talk the way that I am right now is because I'm really just talking to myself and like what I need to hear and what I already overcome. But it's like, if I'm struggling with it, I know how to overcome it, but it's really good for me to even listen back to this. And so it's like, for the few people that actually resonate with me and because that's what I love. That's what I want to do this for, is for the guys that just like, that are like-minded like me, that are my age, that just want to become the highest versions of themselves. I know that you have the same struggles that I have. Like, we all have different struggles in different areas, but they all kind of come back to the same subheadings, and it all comes back to how you view it here. And so I started, every single night I will journal. And I never journaled in my life. Like, I just thought journaling was like kind of gay. Like just being completely honest, like I thought it was kind of gay. But what I've realized is that, I was listening to a thing and it's like, hey, if, I asked you what 1 + 1 is, tell me like that, right? But if I asked you what 409 plus 317 times 74 is, most of you could figure that out, but you would say, hey, you got a pen and paper? So it's kind of one of those things. That's how I view it now, is that like, hey, if I need a pen and paper to solve a simple math problem, I mean, in reality, it's a simple math problem, but if I need a pen and paper for that, who's to say that like I could figure out my whole life and everything I'm trying to do with just my mind? You know what I mean? So regardless, what I do is, and what will really help you with your productivity and to stop being lazy and to stop, avoiding the person that you can become, is before you go to bed, I wake up, I sit down and I write down, what do I need to do tomorrow to become the highest version of myself, right? So first thing I do is write down, 5:30 a.m. wake up, make bed, cold shower, 32 ounces of water, black coffee, read a chapter in Proverbs, read a chapter from the New Testament, read a chapter from Rhinoceros Success, and then if there's anything else that I needed to necessarily do that the next morning, I'll do. But that's the morning routine. And so, those boxes get checked off, okay? What that does is that gets you into a flow state. That gets you to a state of like, okay, you've did all these things now, and it's almost like playing life like a video game. The reason video games are so addictive is because you get to these checkpoints and you have these things, and then you get rewarded for it, right? You get a bigger gun, you get like more XP or whatever. And it's the same thing with life, bro. Like I get bigger guns, yeah, but like I get more XP, I get more experience. Like, that's literally what it is. And so it gets you into that flow state of like knowing where you're at, and you're like, okay, I'm starting, like, dude, it's, before I started this, it's been 2 hours and I've gotten so much done for today. I've got my morning cardio done. You know what I mean? I've gotten my whole checklist done. And then after that checklist, I have 5 actionable tasks that needs to be done every single day. And what this does is this keeps me busy throughout the whole entire day, because there's some days where I have those actionable tasks done by 1 or 2 o'clock, And there's some days where I get busy, with other work and stuff like that. And it's like, maybe 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then that's when I used to sit and just scroll or sit and smoke. Like smoking was my thing, bro. I used to smoke heavy, bro. I don't know if you know what a GB is or Jeebs. Gravity bong. I was pulling 60 to 70 of those a day. And that's not to like sound cool or whatever. Like I hated that I did that. But it was because I gave myself all these excuses of being like, I need this because like I'm so busy and I'm such a businessman and I need this to calm down in the evenings. And it's like, dude, there's just such excuses that you give yourself. But it's the mentality that I had behind it, right? I had no drive. I had no purpose. Like I was getting up and I was, but there was no structure to it. And when you don't have structure to your life, it just shows you that you don't want it bad enough. And that's what it showed me. Like I was just showing myself that I didn't want it bad enough. And the longer you continue to do that, the longer you just continue to stay in that unflow state where you do what you need to do. And then that's just enough. And so you get comfortable and then you tell yourself that you deserve to be able to, that's what I would tell myself. Okay, I thought I worked hard that day. I've worked hard today, so now I can go home and or now it's the evening. I'm already home. Now I can, eat an unhealthy snack. Well, shit, man. First I'm gonna smoke my weed, and then I'm gonna eat an unhealthy snack, and then I'm gonna get sucked into my phone, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Just sucked into it, bro. Just scrolling hours upon hours, dude, until I go to bed and then get in bed and then open my phone back up. And then it's just that, dude, you just get so used to just open, click, and then just click on Instagram and then you just scroll. And so the reason I have those 5 actionable tasks, because if I haven't gotten those done yet, it gives me something to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of like self-explanatory. Like, it just gives me something to do. And then if I already have got those things done, I'm in such a flow state. I can't explain to you like the way that planning things out and executing them every single day changes the way that you think. Because like I still have the same struggles of opening up my phone and opening it and clicking on Instagram, and I'll scroll a couple times. But now I've just gotten better at being like, stop. What are you doing, bro? Like, have you gotten everything done today yet? Like, no, you haven't. Or again, if I have necessarily, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just in a flow state where there's no, that doesn't happen. And so every single day, at the end of the night, before I, write my journal for the next day, under where I wrote down the things that I needed to get done for that day, I just journal and I just put my thoughts down, right? And so what that does for me specifically is it like kind of gives me the ability to reflect and think like, what do I need to do tomorrow again, I will say this and I will say this. I don't care how annoyed you get. Like I'll say this. You have got to become the highest version of yourself, and you've got to have a reason why. And so like, for instance, like, one of my clients, he's been, not consistent at all with the calories that I've told him he needs to be eating. And, we had a talk about it, and, he's been with me for just a little bit now, and I don't expect any of these guys to have it all figured out that day, the day that I bring them on. I don't, or the next day, or even the second or third day. But what I do want from them is to get 1% better every single day. And that's where I step in and just kind of show them how to do that day by day by day. But he wasn't showing me improvements, right? So that's where I was real with him. You know what I mean? And this is where he was able to take this man to man, and he agreed. I said, when you do this, you're showing yourself that you don't want it bad enough. And he agreed with me. But what we did now is we've established a way where he can, do this every single day. So, okay, not every single one of you, just like me, bro, I didn't always have an ulterior motive. And that's something I'll talk about in another video, because that's going to be a whole nother, story. But I have a whole different ulterior motive of why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? When that alarm goes off, it's not just internal reasons, man. There is other reasons that literally just gives me no excuse but to get up. So to be able to develop that as a man, now this is important. This is really important. So to be able to develop that as a man, you must be able to be consistent day in and day out. And as cliche as that may sound, I'm not saying you have to journal. That's not what I'm saying you have to do. But I almost kind of am. You don't need to journal, but you need to, some way, shape, or form, list out what needs to be done every single day. And what that's going to do for you is that and here's the thing, you can't start off so strong. Don't start off crazy strong. I made that mistake, dude. I made that mistake of like, I made my routine and the things that I needed to get done for that day so extensive because I was making the routine for the version of me now. But that was 2-3 months ago. And so what that does is that you begin to put so much on yourself, and then you don't complete something, and it gets to the end of the night and you're just like, because I know how that is, bro. I've said it to myself so many times. I'll get it done tomorrow. And just hearing that come out of my mouth now, like, that pisses me off, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it should piss you off too. And it pissed me off then. But this is the point, is that, dude, I promise you, bro, please, if you start doing this, do not put more on yourself that you cannot handle for the time being, because the last thing you want to do is lie to yourself. Because if you write down that you're going to do something and then you do not complete it, you have, even if it's one minuscule thing, you have now lied to yourself. And so you will continue to wake up every single day. And that is dude, I promise you, let me just cut it off here. That is a spiral you just don't want to go down. I went through that spiral, and it took me way too long to get out of it, right? It took me way too long to get out of it. And if you don't have an ulterior motive, that becomes 10 times harder to get out of. But regardless, the way that you can be able to consistently find that drive and find that version that you're looking for of yourself is by starting off by, like I said, getting those 5 things done, and every single day stay consistent with it. And what that does to you as a man is that shows you that you can do this. That's like the biggest problem, is that a lot of these guys, it's a lack of self-belief. You don't even believe that you can look this way. You don't even believe in yourself that you can have this mindset, that you can be this kind of guy. And so, or man, you know what I mean? And that's where staying consistent day in and day out and showing yourself that, dude, I am a man, bro. And I can actually write some things down. I can actually write things down. I can actually fully dive in, get shit done, become a better version of myself. And when you are consistent with that, I'm telling you, if you do what I just said to do in this video for a week, things up here start to change, man. I mean, seriously start to change. And that's powerful, man. It really is. It's a powerful thing to go through. And what that did for me, I'll say what it did for me, is that I started to develop that mindset of never being content. And let me change that to the word comfortable. Because you do have to be. I can't say that, bro. Like, I'm just not. If you're watching this video, you're not in a place where you need to allow yourself to be content. Like, I'm trying to kind of sound like moral here, but it's not moral, bro. It's not for the normal. It's not for the normal-minded people, bro. You have to be a little crazy. You have to be a little bit outside of the social norm, because. Stop recording. There is no contentment to it, bro. There isn't. You have got to fucking stay disciplined. You have to stay consistent, because what that does is that, hey, dude, I literally, at the beginning of this video, I literally said that the last night was the most I got to sleep. 6 hours. 6 hours. Dude, I used to tell myself all the time, like, I need 8 hours of sleep. I need 8 hours of sleep. Now, for any of you that's going to come to me and like, you know, and want to change your life physically, I'm definitely going to recommend that for you. But for me in this business, I'm not where I need to be. So I don't deserve 8 hours of sleep yet, right? I didn't know how to be as productive as possible with my day. So I started waking up earlier so I could force myself to, right? And then one of these days, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know when that will be. I don't know when that benchmark will be, because that's not even like, I'm just not there yet. But maybe I'll allow myself to get that 8 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? But once I've earned it, I don't earn it. I haven't earned it yet right now. So I've got to show myself that I want this bad enough. I've got to show myself that I deserve it. And that's the whole mindset. When you do it day in and day out, you show yourself that you earn things, that you deserve things. So then when things start coming your way, when you start getting a bicep vein, when you start getting a little ab definition, when you start getting some gains, it's not like, holy cow, dude, I can't believe oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, bro, of course I have this. Of course this came my way, bro. Because I earned it. Because I worked my ass off for it. And that's why I'm so certain that this right here is going to change my life, because I have such a passion, such a desire to help people, and will go out of my way, and used to waste a lot of energy on certain people and trying to help people that didn't want to be helped. And so it's like, dude, now I can be able to fully focus every second of every day and use all my energy and put it into me and focus on becoming the absolute highest version that I can't even comprehend where and who I'm going to be a month from now or 2 months from now. And the reason I say that is because a month ago, dude, I don't even recognize myself a month ago. Right? I'm going to be completely honest, bro. Today's the, what's today? Bro, I cannot. Today's the 29th. So, oh shit. So yeah, so tomorrow I am 30 days clean officially of weed. Just be honest. 30 days clean. And that's the longest I've ever went. And that's gonna be a whole nother video, because I don't really like to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because even though I know I'm not gonna, I'm gonna stay consistent, I don't like to talk about things that I've only did for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell y'all how to make money if I'm not driving, a M5 competition. You know what I mean? But I am going to show you how to develop a mindset. I am going to show you how to build a physique, because I have that mindset, and I'm developing a higher mindset day in and day out. I have that physique, and I'm developing a better physique day in and day out. So anyways, guys, I hope that helps, just to give a recap, without, breaking everything down and really, because really these videos right now are just like, just my raw thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really where I'm coming from, and learning how to dissect my life by talking about it. And I will get better at this. And, my coaching is also, I came up with, it's called SFN coaching, right? So these episodes, this will be considered episode 1 of SFN, and it's something from nothing. And one of these days, you know what I mean, once I have the delegation and everything, I will tell y'all my life story, and where and how and what I had to go through and what I had to overcome to become the man that I am today. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a story that I really want to be able to sit down and really constructively give it to y'all, because it's like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm something crazy, but it's inspiring, dude, like where I came from. And I want to show people I want to show people that, and I really do. Like I want to inspire people with my story because it's powerful, dude. It really is. But the story's getting written right now. The book's getting written. You know what I mean? Like I'm in my chapters right now, and when I've retired my family, when I've taken care of every single person in my life, when I'm able to give my girlfriend everything she has ever dreamed of. That's when I can be able to, I want y'all to be able to look back and see that it didn't just happen overnight for me. That like, I'm here now, and then I want to be able to go back even myself, but I want you to be able to, whoever's whether this is a year later or whatever it is, I want you to be able to kind of be like, I want a lot of people that's watching, because I feel like, obviously the majority of people that end up watching this video over a long period of time is going to be the people that see me where I'm successful. And then I want them to be able to go back and kind of see where my mind was, and like, that it didn't just happen like that, and it takes time, it takes consistency, it takes discipline, it takes these things. But anyways, I want y'all to, I'd love for y'all to go follow my Instagram. I'll leave it in the bio, or however that works. I'm still figuring that stuff out, but that's where you can just hear everything that I'm just saying right now. You can just hear me every single day. I post minimum 15 to 20 stories a day. You get to see my 5:30 a.m. wake up every single day. If you don't believe it, it's on there. You get to see my 50 push-ups. You get to see my morning routines. You get to see the things that I'm eating throughout the day. You get to see my big juicy pumps. Not that like you need to, but like, I think it's cool. You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, I love y'all. For the last time I checked, I haven't checked it in like a day or two, but I got 20 subscribers off that first video, and I want to let y'all know that like I appreciate and love every single one of y'all, because these videos are really, really, really made to help you, and I hope that every single one of you watch every second of this, even though I do ramble. I just really want to inspire. I want you to be able to take, even if it's like a 3-minute clip from this video that really resonated with you, and I want you to be able to incorporate that into your life, and then be able to get the results from it, and then be able to look back, or just be able to be like, dude, like, I want you to be able to relate that to me, so that you could come to me, and that you can realize that like, I actually do have a passion to help you, and to help you achieve your goals, and help you become the man that you're supposed to be. And so that's when, you can reach out to me and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this, Mike. What would you recommend, or what did you do to push through this? And for any of you that like I went to school with, or I grew up with, dude, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't some popular kid in high school. I got picked on, like I was short, and I'm still short, but like, I was just this little kid. Like, I'm not going to think, I'm actually going to respect you if you reach out to me, you know what I mean? And ask me anything. For any of you, I'm never going to look at you like, yeah, this guy was popular at school and I wasn't, and now he's reaching out to me. No, bro. And if you've listened to this whole video, you can tell that's just not the kind of guy I am, bro. But anyways, I love y'all. I pray that y'all crush it this week. I pray that y'all kill it. Continue to grind, continue to write those things down, execute them day by day, be consistent with them, and then hit them day in and day out. Add things to it gradually, maybe like bi-weekly or whatever it may be, and watch how you grow, watch how your mentality changes. And I really just, I hope that helps. I don't really know how to end these things off anymore. But anyways, I love y'all. Y'all be safe.
Is that, hey, dude, I literally, at the beginning of this video, I literally said that the last night was the most I got to sleep. 6 hours. Dude, I used to tell myself all the time, like, I need 8 hours of sleep. I need 8 hours of sleep. Now, for any of you that's gonna come to me and like, you know, and want to change your life physically, I'm definitely gonna recommend that for you. But for me, in this business, I'm not where I need to be, so I don't deserve 8 hours of sleep yet, right? I didn't know how to be as productive as possible